welcome to this week's episode of Life Coaching on the Move. I'm your host, Dawn Fiske. Welcome along. Welcome back if you're one of my regular listeners. I truly do appreciate your time and the fact that you opt for this podcast. And welcome to all of those new listeners of this week. I hope you find this podcast helpful and that it gives you practical things to take away and apply in your own lives to make things better, improved, to help you grow, to help you develop, but more importantly to help you develop your confidence, because I do believe if you've got great confidence, it's the platform for everything that we do or in fact don't do if we're lacking confidence. So I think it underpins everything in life, our careers, our relationships, our relationship with ourselves actually, and our social life, our weight, our image, everything is based and reliant on our inner self-confidence and self-esteem. So this is great news. If you are new, feel free to go into the back catalogue, the library of all the previous podcast episodes. All of them give you practical tips that you can use in your everyday life that will, each and every one of them, help you to grow and help you to grow your confidence. So welcome along. I ask just one favour, please share this with your friends, spread the word, because it may well be that it makes a massive difference to somebody in your life that could do it with it right now. So with no further ado, let's move on to this week's topic. So at the time of recording this, it is just past New Year. If you listened to last week's episode, New Year was looming, a fresh start, a chance to take stock. And you'll remember me saying that you don't necessarily need a new year at all to make resolutions, to make changes, to stop doing things and get rid of bad habits. Form new habits, set new goals, have a new plan, take stock. And you remember that last week I very much said it's a perfect opportunity to reflect back on the last 12 months. What have you achieved? What are your successes? What were your obstacles? What did you overcome and your achievements? And what would you like going forward into the next year to carry on, do more of, continue to do, and what to drop. So for me, I think it's just a great opportunity to sort of encourage us to have that time to reflect, that time to do a bit of a stock check on where we're at. Is it where we wanted to be? Are we on track? Are we doing well? Do we need to up our game, go to the next level? Tweak things, change direction, etc. Now, for some it can be huge changes. So today I just wanted to do a check-in with you following that. And even if you're listening to this at some later date, it's still a great thing to do, because in our jobs we often have end-of-year reviews, but more and more companies now are doing half-yearly reviews and quarterly reviews. Many companies are even doing once a month catch-ups or once a week little one-to-ones. And why do they do that? Well, it's really important to do that, because how do you know if you're on track if no one tells you? How do you know you're doing it right? You might need to tweak things, improve, focus on something else. Tweak your goals, your KPIs, key performance indicators, your objectives for the year, together with your line manager. And so if we do it in our jobs, then we need to do it in our lives. Because I genuinely think that that's much more important, because if you're generally on track in your life, then of course we take that to work with us. Equally, if we're not on track at work, we bring that home to our home life, don't we? So we are a big picture, and the two things are combined. We're not just at work and we're not just at home. They're not separate. They are to a large extent, but they impact on each other, because we are the same person. We take that person home, we take that person to work. So today I really just wanted to have a little, hopefully it's a week since you listened to my last one, if you're on track and you're following it as they are launched. Therefore, it's a great opportunity for you and me to do a little check of where we're at. Now, I can't remember if I said this. My plan for January, for my little mini goals, are to do dry January and to try veganism for a month, just for 31 days, because I believe 31 days is manageable. So I may have said this last week. Make manageable goals. I haven't told myself that I'm going to turn vegan forever. Because as a meat eater, a proper meat eater who, we have roast dinners here as a family, we have spaghetti bolognese and lasagna and all of those. From that to absolutely no meat, animal products at all is a massive leap for me. I have spent the last few weeks researching all the things I can have, can't have, what sorts of things we can have for breakfast, what sorts of things I can have at lunch and dinner, dinner ideas, menu plans, etc. So it's taken a lot of work, it's taken a lot of planning. So what I would recommend is that with any new goal, any new plan that you've got, is to make it manageable, make it achievable, make it realistic. It was unrealistic of me to say, right, that's it, I'm going on January the 1st to be a vegan for the rest of my life. I don't know whether that's workable. I don't know how I'll physically feel, whether I'll feel well, whether I'll still be able to do all of my running, which many of you know is a big passion in my life. It's a huge part of my life and my social life and my life with my dog and my me time and my de-stressing time and my health. And for those of you, I may have mentioned this in previous episodes, I was seriously very, very ill a while ago, incredibly ill. And the thing that saved my life, all I kept hearing them say after I'd had massive clots on my lung as a byproduct of the illness in intensive care, was, thank God she's got strong lungs. And I firmly believe that's because I run a lot and my lungs are strong because I'm fit. I'm convinced I wouldn't have got through what I got through had I not had that fitness level, and had I not had that strong capacity in my lungs to survive that life-threatening time. So for me, fitness is huge, and so if veganism affects that detrimentally and makes me feel unwell, it may not. There's a lot of research that actually proves that I should, in theory, feel a lot more energetic. But if anything like that affects me or impacts on me, then I may need to tweak it. I may need to look at perhaps vegetarianism, or just the occasional bit of fish or something like that. So I'm keeping my options open and I'm trying it. One, I always believe that we've got to give these things a go. If it's something that lights our fire, interests us, give it a go. Dip your toe. Don't shut the door before it's open for you. Give it a go. But coupled with that, I believe in doing it realistically. Don't say you're going to do it forever. Just dip your toe and see, and then tweak it. With an open mind. See what happens. See how you get on. So it's a bit like a job, doing some contract work or something like that, and seeing if you like it, seeing if you like that role, those responsibilities. Perhaps signing up for a short course first to see if you like the subject before signing up for a year or two. Even down to going to a new fitness class, they often just offer you a taster session, one taster go, perhaps for free or reduced, or you don't have to sign up full membership and stuff. And I always say, just dip your toe and see, find out, just have a go. And I say that to the kids here, to my boys, have a go. You won't know unless you try it. Once you know, you've got your answer. So it's a question of making manageable and realistic goals, having a go and trying them before shutting the door, and also doing lots of planning of how. So it's the what first, what you want to do. It's the how. How are you going to do it? I have spent weeks, in the last few weeks, researching all of this. I've watched documentary after documentary. I have Googled all the food types, all the different breads that I can have for toast or sandwiches, all the different milk options, all sorts of things, lots of different recipes, lots of different snacks ready for the bad days. So it's a lot of planning, a lot of preparation, it was a learning curve, huge learning curve, quite educational. And now I'm in the midst of it, giving it a go, and it's fine because I did that preparation and planning. Got all the right foods in, got rid of the wrong foods. Even though I'm still cooking food for the rest of the family, I know that if I get tempted or I'm feeling weak or, just need something, I've got the backup of the snacks there. So I won't give in to temptation. So this applies to you with no matter what it is, whether it's career, whether it's life, whether it's a new activity, whether it's, I don't know, even decluttering your home and tidying things up and making home improvements. You've got to decide what, you've got to decide how, and have a plan. That helps you along the way. You're halfway there then. It's preparation. My dad always said when he came and helped me with decorating, he always said that more than half of the time needs to be spent on the prepping the walls, prepping all your equipment, prepping all the paint and filling in all the holes and stuff. Actually, the minimum time was spent actually doing the painting. And I think that is symbolic of life. It's symbolic of so much, isn't it? So we've got the what, we've got the how. I think the icing on the cake, though, or the foundation to all of that, whichever one cliche you want to use, I love my cliches, as you know, is the why. The key to all of that is the why. Why am I doing this? Because when we get low moments or moments of doubt, or we want to revert back to norm and revert back to the familiar, whatever that is, whether it's a new habit we're trying to form or get rid of an old habit, or a new fitness regime, or a new look, a new image, trying to lose weight, or, these things are not always really easy. They're often challenging. Some of the things we set ourselves are challenging, and that's good. I think that is great. Don't get me wrong. I think that means we're alive. When we feel challenged and stretched, that is a good thing. Embrace that. Don't fight that. That means you're in the middle of something. That means change is afoot. That's exciting. It's the boring, minutiae, routine, mundane habits where we don't even stop to think about it. That's when I think we're sleepwalking. That's when you walk around a city or a town and you just see everybody on the underground or the buses and the trains, and no one's looking at each other, no one's interacting, no one looks alive, sprightly, they don't smile, they're all just sleepwalking. And we don't want to sleepwalk through life. We want to be alive. We want every emotion. We want the highs and the lows, because then we know the highs. We want the excitement and some fear. Some fear is good. It means we're alive. It doesn't mean we don't do it. It just means we've got an emotion that's we're out of our comfort zone, and I embrace that. Just go for that. So whatever you're trying to change or improve, there will be moments of doubt. There will be moments where you will want to revert back to the comfort, the familiar. And it's at those times when we need to know why we're doing this. We need to really revisit the why. So if anything from today's podcast, you take just one thing, it's why. Why are you trying to do what you're trying to do? And that can be any time during the year when you're listening to this. It could be in the midsummer. It doesn't matter. It's relevant. It's relevant in life. Because we do get those days where you think, I've got to take the kids to school, I've got to do this, I've got to take the dog for a walk, I've got to, again, and I have said this before, I'll say it one more time because I know new listeners are coming to this podcast all the time. If we change that to get to, I get to take the dog for a walk, I get to take the kids to school and have a chat with them, or a conversation, or listen to an audiobook together. Whatever you want to do, you get to do that. And if you change it to get to, it changes how you feel about it. I know sometimes when I'm doing the school run and I think, why did we go this route in terms of this school? Why did we choose this school instead of that school where they could have gone on a bus? There isn't a bus for this one, there is a bus for that one. And what we've done with that decision is I've then had to, for 8 years, be driving one or other of them as they get older, and the new one goes off to college and the other one's still there. For 8 years I've been doing the same school run. And there are moments where you think, oh, not again, it's pouring with rain, and oh, the tedium of it, and the, at the traffic. But if I remember why did we decide this? Why did we make this decision? Then it makes it feel better. When I'm running and there are bad days and it's raining and it's freezing and everything hurts and it's a struggle, and I think, oh, why am I training for this run? Why did I sign up for this run? If I remind myself of the why, I decided to sign up for this so that I could run with my friend, challenge ourselves, go to this new seaside town, get the t-shirt, literally, and raise some money for this charity or whatever it is, whatever my why is for that particular challenge that I've signed up for. Or the veganism, why have I signed up? Why am I putting myself through this? With the low moments or the moments of doubt when I'm tempted. If I remind myself of why I'm doing it, my own reasons for it, based on all of the stuff I've read, researched, watched, learnt, and what I'm wondering, I just want to see whether there's a change in anything, whether I feel different at all, sleep better apparently, skin better is improved, all of those I want to see for myself. I've read it all, I've heard it all, I just want to see for myself, as well as the planet issues, the health issues, the longevity of life, etc. There's so many reasons why I want to do it. So those why, or whys, is there such a word as whys? The reasons behind me making that decision to try it will get me through. A few years ago, when I was waiting to have my gallbladder removed because of pancreatitis, I was put on a strict no-fat diet. I mean, I couldn't even have a tiny bit of butter. The surgeon saw it when I was in hospital. This is another occasion, a little chunk of butter on the tray where they'd bought my breakfast in, and she said, you can't have that. So even a tiny little butter I couldn't have. So there was so much, and it was all over Christmas. It was for 3 months I couldn't have fat, waiting for the surgery. And that was hard. That was really, really hard, because you realise there is fat in virtually everything. That was really, really tough. But any time that I was tempted, and I was tempted, and it was winter, it was Christmas and New Year and parties, and every time I went out I couldn't have anything. I'd have to take my own food with me. We went on holiday and I had to sit down with the chap doing the catering there and work out what I could and couldn't eat. It wasn't that I was being fancy, faddish or choosy or picky. It was a real health issue. If I'd had fat, it would have flamed up all of the pancreatitis and I would have ended up back in hospital in a lot of pain. I knew that. I'd experienced it. So for me, any time I was tempted, I just had to remember the why, and it got me through. It was absolutely fine. So tap into your why. Why are you doing anything? Why are you working where you're working? Why are you in the relationship you're in? Why are you living where you're living? Why are you doing the activities that you're doing? Why are you tempted to sign up for this activity, that activity, this job, this course? Even why are you going out tonight to where you're going to tonight? And the point is, if there isn't a good answer to it, then you're left with, well, actually, there is no reason. And why am I making myself do this or put myself through that? Or why am I in this job, actually? Because I hate it. And it may well be that why helps you change things anyway for the better. And change is not a bad thing. I know lots of people are scared of change, and I think we've got to embrace it. A change can be so good, so exciting, so much benefit to change, that we've got to, if you feel that way, we've got to reframe that and see it as good, because shaking everything up sometimes is a really, really helpful thing to do. Another thing when you're thinking about your why is to reflect back on things. Why did you do that? When you look back and reflect on your stories in the past, your achievements, your experiences, your memories from your past, and find the why to those, that may well give you an indication of the type of person you are, what's good for you, what's positive in your life. all of this, as you know, I love reflection because I think you can benefit from hindsight so much. Bring that into your present day, those reflections, the outcome of those reflections, that then helps you with the benefit of foresight for your future. So if you can recount stories from your past and find out what your why was, and why it fired, you know, prompted the fire in your belly, why it excited you, why it made you happy, why it made you feel great, healthy, calm, de-stressed, all of that you can look back on the good and find out the why. You can use that in your future. So there's just one word from today: why. Once you've got your answer to that gives you the next steps. It gives you a plan. It lets you know where you've got to go. So do some more reflection based on last week. I hope you're doing well with all your goals. If you haven't written any yet, maybe give it a go. Move forward. Seek improvement. It's always a good thing. Base it on your why. Work from that. Let that be your foundation. From there, and your what, form a plan of how. And before you know it, you'll be making phenomenal progress. So keep on reflecting. I think it's a really, really good thing to do and a great skill, a very wise strategy. So enjoy the reflection. Keep that notebook of yours by your side or by the side of your bed and keep writing them down. And good luck. Have a really, really successful week full of achievements, keeping you on track with your why. And I'm going to speak to you next week where we can follow up and continue all our successes together. I will carry on with my veganism and update you next time. Take care, everybody, and good luck. Thank you so much for listening to today. I hope you found it helpful. Do check out the website if you would like any more information or look at my blog, or more importantly, today I wanted to make sure that you are aware that there are 2 free workshops available. At the time of recording this, it's early January. The 2 free workshops, one is on stress management and one is on confidence building, are both on a Saturday the 25th of January in Basingstoke. So if you are local to the Hampshire area in the UK and would like to come along to that, then drop me an email at, my email address is dawn@milestone-coaching.co.uk, or look at the website www.milestone-coaching.co.uk. Or if you feel a loved one or a colleague or a friend could really benefit from either of those subjects, there's one place per person, so one or the other workshop, because I keep the numbers small to keep them friendly and safe, not too big and overwhelming and scary and daunting for people. So if you want to let your friends or colleagues know and you feel they might benefit, then also direct them to the website and contact me and get your place reserved. Failing that, I look forward to listening and talking with you next week in next week's episode. Do hit subscribe if you want to, so that these podcasts land straight into your inbox each time they're launched. I look forward to speaking to you next week. Good luck. Bye.